T review. Did you like that? I was trying to do like a, like a radio host.
No, I didn't like it.
T review.
No, I didn't like that either.
Oh, what's for tea?
The tea is...
Hi, is it even called tea review anymore?
No, it's like the Elise and Sam show, where everyone calls it tea review.
Elise and Sam show. Was that better?
No.
Okay, what are we doing? Hello?
I want to do a tea review.
Why? Have you got things to talk about?
I've got one thing to talk about.
Oh, okay.
And then everything else is on you, because you kept on posting in our Discord server.
I've had idea after idea after idea.
Mabel stood by the door because she wants to eat her food in your office.
No, go away from the door. I've had idea after idea after idea for tea review ideas, and then we stopped doing tea reviews. So really, we got like a 3-month backlog. We haven't stopped doing tea review for any reason, just because we have people over, and it makes it really hard because we record these in our kitchen. If you haven't noticed.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah.
So, we got a lamp now. Look.
Sam had to get our lamp out.
We're still blocking the light above us, so that's not ideal. But we'll figure it out.
I'm not blocking the light above me because
that's
I'm
because
small.
you're really short. So, what did you want to talk about? Why don't you open up?
So we've been watching a lot of shows recently. We could talk about a lot of stuff with shows.
Oh God, okay.
I'm gonna start talking about Star Wars though, very briefly.
Oh, you're gonna talk about Star Wars, right? Okay.
I won't do the full thing because I know you want to do an episode where I go through, unless you want me to actually talk about my feelings about Star Wars.
I mean, you're quite welcome to.
I want to talk about my experience of Star Wars.
I'd like you to clarify that actually we watched Star Wars. The first Star Wars, confusingly, Episode 4, A New Hope.
I wasn't going to talk about that aspect of it, really.
I just thought it's worth mentioning. Iconic, classic sci-fi film, defined a genre, and, really revolutionised lots of the filming industry because of Industrial Light and Magic. Well, and now...
about half an hour in to the film, I heard bark. And I was like, I'm pretty sure Mabel's barking, and we were just watching the film.
It was like 10:30.
It could have been. I think it was like a 10:10/11
PM.
o'clock.
This is.
Yeah, at night. And usually Mabel doesn't do this, so I was like, maybe the TV's too loud. So we started watching her on the doggy cam because we have one of those. And she was like going nuts. She's like really going for it. And then suddenly I'm hearing screaming.
Something's upset Mabel. And
something is upset Mabel.
An occasion happening.
And we go downstairs, we check on her, and it's our neighbours. We thought we'd escaped the screaming neighbours, but apparently not. We think they were having a party. I think the parents were out and the teenagers were screaming.
It's like a birthday party or something, whatever, doesn't matter.
Something about that. But because they were screaming so loud. Now, I've never heard our neighbours, like ever. Until that last night.
Yeah.
So I feel like they were just really going for it.
It's all good. As long as they're not doing that like every day, I don't give a shit.
Well, yeah, I've not got necessarily beef about that. I did have beef, however, because we had to bring Mabel upstairs because she was not sleeping. And if we'd have left her down there,
Mabel, by the way, is our dog.
Yes. Our dog that you've all seen as long as you've caught up with any of the
I feel like that was, worth clarifying.
But yeah, so Mabel comes upstairs in bed with us and we give her some chews. And she's a puppy, so she's running around. She's trying to get things off the floor. She's like in the middle of a scene. I think it's the one where like they're all in the security room and they're trying to formulate a plan, and Han's being an arsehole as he is. And Mabel straight up just shoves her whole arsehole in my face.
She just kind of reversed up to you. She was after like a bone on the bed or something, but she just kept reversing and didn't stop.
I can't explain to you because my face was like smushed up against the headboard looking towards Sam, who was looking at me as I was crying with laughter. I couldn't concentrate on the film because it wasn't even like, it was like, that inaudible laughter where you're not making any noise.
Yeah,
you're just unable to breathe as my dog's asshole was like pushed up against my poor face, and I was just tears streaming down my face as I was trying to watch a film you've been begging me to watch for years.
I wasn't sure if they were tears of like fear or laughter.
I was assaulted.
You were assaulted.
I was sexually assaulted. But yeah, so a lot of the film was taken up by Mabel walking in front of the screen, standing directly in the middle of the frame.
She did do that quite a lot.
She did that
I've seen the movie 100 times, so I was good, but I can't imagine it was the most optimal way to watch what is considered a cinematic classic. Certainly did ruin the...
I forgot about it until this afternoon when I text Sam in the middle of the day saying I'm crying. I just remember Mabel shoved her arsehole in my face last night. It was just so fucking funny.
It's a Shane Dawson moment, except, like the opposite.
That was not what I wanted.
No.
Yeah, I cried. Sorry, our dishwasher just beeped.
Shut up.
Oh my god, yeah, that was my experience of watching Star Wars. I guess I will do an episode where I maybe talk about this more. Unless you
I
want me
think
to
we
give
should watch
opinions.
every Star Wars, then do a tier review where we talk about
Sure.
Star Wars. Once you're more informed.
Sure.
Or we should do the original 3 films.
Yeah.
And then the prequels.
Okay.
Because that might be a lot to talk about. Otherwise, you got 15 hours of movie to talk about.
Sure. But yes, that was my experience of watching the first Star Wars film. I missed out genuinely chunks of it because I could hear Mabel barking, and then chunks of it because Mabel was shoving her arsehole in my face, or standing in the middle of the screen, or just digging. She just in the middle of...
She just started digging, yeah.
It's so funny. I don't remember what scene it was, but she just started digging because she was trying to bury the bones. And it was just clattering. All you could hear was just... That was me trying to watch the
You wouldn't get
film.
that going to the cinema, though.
No, I was like, this probably
better or
wasn't
worse.
George Lucas's vision. But yeah, that was one of the funniest films I've ever seen. I never cried laughing at a film before, but I did this time.
Right, okay, sorry. I'm just looking at the...
I'm gonna pour the tea. By the way, the tea is strawberries and cream. Sam asked me and then cut me off earlier.
I'm looking through the... So we've got a Discord channel, right, where we plan stuff like this. The problem is we've got about 6 different Discord channels, all with topics to talk about,
Yeah.
right? But in this one, it goes all the way back to... Where are we here? 28th of the 1st, 2023, right? So,
Okay.
over 11 months ago at this point. I've written the words, and I think we've talked about these, toxic masculinity quiz results. So clearly we must have done a toxic masculinity quiz, and then mine is a very different colour to yours.
I think that because I got the top of the tea and you got like the more bottom of the tea.
I might actually be able to taste it then.
Yeah.
I've got the phrase, credit card your ass, which I think we've talked about before.
Have we?
Well, if not, one of our friends, okay, oh Jesus, where do I even begin? One of our friends...
This was in our old house that we had this conversation.
Yeah. I think
So-
we've already talked about this.
Our friend we were all talking about eating ass, because of course we were.
We're millennials.
This is the sort of conversation that you have with your friends on a drinking night.
Yeah, for sure.
And one of our friends in the group said, "Oh, I didn't wash my ass till I was like 17.
Oh.
I learned I had to credit card off of Reddit." This is the most Reddit thing ever.
If this is you learning this right now, credit card your ass. Swipe. Maybe more than swipe. Lather that bad boy up, okay? Wash yourself if you are ever going in public.
Yeah.
And even if you're not.
Yeah.
It's just good for you, okay?
But yeah, that was really good. That was a good topic to bring up.
Maybe slip a finger in.
Honestly,
and
like,
give it a little swirling.
this is what we said during the conversation. Do you remember? Because I was like, "No, I'm straight up fingering myself when I'm cleaning myself." Because he was like, "I'm just credit card."
That is on the internet forever. I hope you're aware of what you've just done.
Yeah, but he's like, "I just credit card," and I was like, "No."
I don't think that's enough.
You've got to be scrubbing yourself, bro. That's
I'm
all
not
clean.
like a filthy person, but I like to be very thorough.
I want to make
with-
sure that my asshole is
Right.
clear. I'm not doing
Yeah,
that.
when I am in public, I smell like daisies and roses because I
You find it
know-
really annoying because I always have to shower before we go out.
it's just like, it's common courtesy at the very minimum. And if you are disagreeing with this conversation, you're the problem. You're the reason why Games Workshops stink so much. Then, we've got questions, topics from Discord, which we did do, because I remember that.
Mm-hmm. You know what?
I can't read out some of these. I can't read out.
This brings me back to one of the...
Why is there a message from you in here that simply says, the Nazis are good people?
No, that was my friend.
I'm not getting into this.
No, good. It was the one where this is the same guy that credit carded, and he kept on saying,
Oh, Jesus, yeah,
"This is when we were playing Magic the
Let's
Gathering."
skip over this conversation entirely. I'm not here to assassinate anyone's character. He's not here to defend what he meant.
Well, what he meant was the...
No. Move on. This is a Nazi Island level related discussion. Okay, so here's what I've written down in the last week, okay? Stuff just keeps coming back to me. Like stuff from the early 2000s. Number 1, did you have the camel spider rumor in your school?
Which one?
So this is like real premium late millennial shit, right? It was people were supposedly, army guys were supposedly coming back from Iraq with camel spiders in their boots. And those camel spiders, like Iraq, Afghanistan, whatever, those camel spiders were like rumored to be like crazy deadly.
Okay.
It was like an urban legend where these camel spiders were getting out of soldiers' boots when they were coming home.
I think I might have seen it on Facebook.
And it was killing their whole family and like crazy shit like that. And there was a rumor that they could run at like 100 miles an hour and all that mad shit.
Okay.
Was that a thing for you?
Maybe I'd seen it on Facebook, but it never made an impression if I did.
No,
I remember seeing posts about camel spiders a lot.
Everybody knew somebody who had some sort of run-in with a camel spider.
Nah, that wasn't my experience.
And I'm like, it was like this
I was
insane...
in the north, they wouldn't live there.
It was this insane urban legend that about the camel spiders.
We
coming
had
back.
the way worse, like the genital warts one.
Oh yeah,
everyone had
I'm just
that.
talking like specifically this one. I feel like it was a bit of a I gotta look it up.
Man's smacking about his brioche buns.
I'm gonna be smacking you about in a minute. I'm gonna look it up. What's it called? Camel spider. Here, right, camel spider. Those things.
Yeah, I see it.
They're horrible. Don't Google them if you've got a fear of spiders. They're not spiders.
They are just very big.
They are arachnids, and they're not specifically spiders. And humans, here we are. There's a picture of one fighting a scorpion, which is awesome, by the way. Urban legends. Oh, shit. Okay. The Solifugae, which is the sun spider, no, it's a camel spider, are the subjects of many legends of exaggeration about their size, speed, behavior, appetite, and lethality. They're not especially large, the biggest one having a leg span of around 12 centimeters. That's pretty large.
Well, it used to be on Facebook that they were like bigger than dinner plates and stuff.
Yeah. They are fast on land compared to other invertebrates, being able to run at 10 miles an hour. That could outrun me.
Couldn't outrun Mabel though.
No.
Mabel can run faster than camel
They
spider.
don't
Thank
have
God.
venom.
Oh no, they don't.
Oh, this is it. Oh shit.
Okay.
Oh my god, it's actually real. Okay, because of their unfamiliar spider-like appearance and rapid movement, Solifugae have startled or even frightened many people. The fear was sufficient to drive a family from their home when one was allegedly discovered in a soldier's house in Colchester, England.
Oh my God.
So it's based on reality. It caused the family to blame the Solifuge for the death of their pet dog.
I see.
They're not venomous, so...
They killed their dog and blamed it on a spider.
Yeah, I'm not sure. They just have big bitey teeth that can't really penetrate through the skin. That's crazy.
The spider fist fought the dog and won.
An Arizona resident developed painful lesions due to a claimed Solifugae bite, but could not produce a specimen for confirmation, and they are not venomous. That's crazy. So it's actually based in reality. That's mad. Let us know in the comments if you've also heard of camel spider related incidents. But yeah, supposedly they were like chasing people around, they would chase soldiers through the deserts and crazy shit like that.
Yeah, we didn't have that.
This was like when the internet was on that cusp between a gimmick and actually being useful. We're talking like 2002, 2003 at this point. So like, this was before you could Google shit and it would just be as equally unbelievable as the stuff that was actually true, right? Then I've written down the word, very appropriately, Zillennial. Do you know what a Zillennial is?
No.
So we are both, quote, Zillennials.
I see.
So it's the people who
We're the
are...
Gooch era. The Gooch era. Between like millennials and Gen Z. The ones that kind of like... Because Gen Z is not what I am, but I'm also not a millennial.
Yeah, you're not a Zoomer. But yeah, but that's the thing, because like millennials start in like 1980, right?
Yeah, it's 1980.
Which is crazy.
I think so, anyway.
Because that's like, that they seem like crazy old. Those are in like retirement homes when I think about that. But yeah, no, we're supposedly like Zillennials, which is that in-between era where you were brought up with like technology and computers and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is true, I grew up with a computer, but it was like...
I grew up with a computer.
You can still remember the early internet, and the definition I saw, again, all these conversations tied together completely accidentally. The definition I saw is people who are old enough to be alive during 9/11, but not necessarily remember it. I do remember it, because they took us into the school hall and dragged out, the old CRT TV on the
TVs, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember it, but I know what happened when it was 9/11, because apparently, I've told this story before, I ate all of my mum's birth control pills.
Oh.
And I had to get taken to A&E on 9/11 because we were at
very different flashbacks for you
at
then.
Centre Parks. And apparently, the man that was watching me, who was my parents' friend, had a full-on asthma attack and nearly died.
Here's the other one. What about the words Mew Online? Does that mean anything to you?
Mew
Again,
Online.
all early 2000 stuff.
I don't remember Mew Online.
So Mew
I
Online,
might know what it is if you explain it.
Please leave a comment below if you've seen Mew Online. Is like an MMO. It was a Korean, if I'm not mistaken, might have been Chinese, but it was an East Asian MMO that was just like very, very popular. I think it was kind of competing in that kind of RuneScape era, but it was quite edgy.
Okay.
You had wings.
Oh, I see.
And you would fight Yetis in Devious and crazy shit like that, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, that was cool. That was a cool game. And I saw an advert for it the other day, and I was like, holy crap. You know, like the Ratatouille scene, where he eats the Ratatouille and he flashes back?
Yeah.
That was me seeing an advert for Mew Online. That was the first time I learned what, like, private servers and stuff like that were, you know, for MMOs.
Mm-hmm.
Are you aware of this concept?
Thanks, Dad. Yes, I do know what that is.
Just making sure.
Mabel's currently absolutely
Mabel,
jumping
hello.
up.
How are you doing?
By the way, for people who are inevitably going to ask for dog cam, she moves around far too much.
Yeah, she's like running in between rooms, etc. Maybe when she's older and she settles down a bit.
But yeah, right now she's been like snaking around the whole room eating a Kong. But
Do you have more food for her? Because I can't really do an episode like this where I've got a dog jumping up at me. Yeah, no, that was crazy. That was the first time I learned about like private servers and stuff, which was.
Do you remember? God, it was like a Naruto desktop game where you played as a ninja. It was like obviously bootleg. It was like
Naruto desktop game where you. What do you mean like a desktop game? Like on the PC?
On the PC.
Right.
Because I've had a computer since I was very small.
Okay.
Right?
Well, let me ask you that. Let me answer your question with a question.
Yeah.
Do you remember Pocky Ninja?
Well, you told me about Pocky Ninja, but the one I played was not Pocky Ninja. But it was like everyone kind of had their own Naruto thing, right? And I remember having one, and I just don't remember what happened in it. Like, because me and Chloe used to do it. Hey, if you're watching,
You're
Chloe,
gonna have to
shout out.
maybe someone can track it down if you have any more details other than it was a Naruto game on PC.
I genuinely couldn't tell you.
Sure it wasn't like an official game because they had some real stinkers.
If it was official, it was shit.
Yeah, they had some real stinkers, trust me.
I don't think it was official because I don't think it was called anything to do with Naruto.
Right, okay.
It had like another name. But rather than, because didn't Pocky Ninja like have kind of chibi style?
Yeah, Pocky Ninja was chibi style and they for somehow
the
got
one
the
I
licenses.
played was like not chibi.
It was a Russian game, I think, and they got the licenses to One Piece, Bleach, and Naruto, and it was like crossover. It was like a turn-based
RPG.
Damn, how would I even describe it? Like a, it was purely just clicking, yeah, in your browser, with this occasional turn-based segment. Yeah, I can't think of any other games it's similar to be honest, off the top of my head. But it was like again another one of those cultural zeitgeists that.
I remember I played a lot of weird games, like you know the ones where you go on like mini clip or you go on like the
games.
cool games for girls and things.
I didn't really go on cool games.
I used to go on games like that. There were games that were just Japanese that I didn't know any of the words. I was just playing them. I have no idea what like the controls were. I just had to know.
Well, I to be fair, when I was really young playing Pokemon, we talking about like Pokemon Yellow.
I played Pokemon Crystal, all in Japanese, I think. No, Gold. It was Gold.
I was kind of at that age where I didn't know what some words were, like acid, right? As a kid, it's like super confusing to read because it's ACID. It's like acid, and I didn't know how to say it, so I would just say ACID. And then my parents heard me and they're like, "You're a fucking idiot. It's acid, you moron."
I don't remember having any problems with that. Well, I played Pokemon before I even knew words.
Bruh.
Yeah?
My brain. I remember another situation exactly like that.
Uh-huh.
Where in Generation 3, when you beat the league, Steven says kudos to you. And I was like, what the fuck is a kudos? And I went to my nan. And I was like, what does this mean?
Your nan probably...
And she was like, that's foreign. She was like, it's a foreign word.
I mean, it's probably American, right?
I mean, it could very much be a foreign word.
I don't know. It could just be an English word that, like, I assume is American.
Kudos. Yeah, like kudos, as in like congratulations almost, right? Like well done to you. I had no idea what it meant. And I showed my nan and she had no idea what it meant.
That's really funny. Of all people to go to was your nan.
No, I was at her house at the time.
You believed in her too much.
There were so many situations with
She
that
can't even
games.
remember my name.
No, Elise.
I get everything. But now the problem is that now that she keeps on giving me every single name besides Elise, whenever we see cards, like there's Meroregery, which is a card in Magic the Gathering, and that's me now.
You're now Meroregery.
I'm Meroregery.
As a tribute to my nan, you are Meroregery.
She's still alive. It's not like she's dead.
Yeah, you can tribute people when they're alive. I've seen whole subreddits based on it. Right, let me go back to my
stop
list.
hitting the tripod.
So we've got, I've written down Nardwuar. Do you know who Nardwuar is?
No.
It's another thing that's like from 10 years ago, but I've been watching him recently. He's like on that cusp where he's interesting, but he's also annoying, but like enough that I can tolerate and watch.
Oh, I don't have any of those usually.
So this guy is a music, like, I'll call him a guru for lack of a better word, right? Where he's got like this encyclopedic knowledge of rappers and hip hop and that type of thing. You might have seen clips of him. He's done like 7 interviews with Snoop Dogg where every kind of few years he goes back up to him and they have these weird little interviews and he brings them gifts. But he always goes viral because he'll crack out some like when he was interviewing like Lil Uzi, he pulls out some name from his past of like some guy who used to live on the same block as him, and then they're always like, how the fuck do you know that? and apparently in his like early years, anyway, I've just been watching him recently, that's the only reason I'm bringing this up, I don't know the point to make. Apparently like some bands started fist fighting him, like rock bands too, I can't remember who the fuck it was, I want to say it was like... I want to say it was like almost like an Oasis adjacent band.
Okay, because my brain immediately, now I know this isn't true, but my brain immediately went Nickelback because recently we keep on fucking using Chad Kroger's face as a meme.
Chad Kroger's face is a meme.
So Chad Kroger, his face is like, everyone knows photograph because that's like
I was going to say
mainstream.
he is a meme, yeah.
But we just take screenshots of Chad Kroger's face.
I can find it. So one of our friends was on Facebook and Chad Kroger was doing this crossover thing. What was it for? Was it like Heroes of Might and Magic or something?
I have no idea.
Whatever. So Nickelback... no. It was like some shitty mobile game. So Nickelback were doing this crossover with some shitty mobile game, and Chad Kroger's face was like this in the ad.
And we just started sending that as a meme in our group chat. Nobody else has this. It's just us. It's our little thing. I'm getting up the other one from San Quentin.
I was a bit further up.
I'm gonna have to
I know the one
find
you're talking about.
I'm gonna have to, there it is. And that was me sending this in response to Tom.
He's got a very memeable face. But I feel like that's because Nickelback have been like...
Oh, there it is. There's the boy.
They've been established as the... It's so scary.
It's such a bad look, Brian, sort of like meme.
They've been established as like the meme band, though. I watched an interview.
I mean, it used to be, well, God, who are the All-Star people? Smash Mouth.
Smash Mouth.
But now it's Nickelback for sure.
There was an interview about it where like I don't remember who the bloody hell put the interview together, where there was like this one smear campaign, and it was basically like the downfall of Nickelback. This one comedian, it was like Saturday Night Live or some sort of equivalent show, Conan or whatever, not the Barbarian as in like the presenter.
Yeah, I know.
Went on his show and made like a Nickelback joke, and it got just like memed on, and then it just spiraled from there, and it was like this death knell for Nickelback at that point. And then there's always people who say Nickelback aren't bad, but like...
I mean, like, the problem is that Nickelback's songs... Too strong?
It does taste like strawberries and cream, but it tastes like strawberries that have gone sour.
It's a more sour flavour.
It's a very sour drink.
It's been steeped too long.
Well, you've ruined that.
Oh, fuck off. What was I going to say? I when I was a teenager, I listened to a bit of Nickelback, but, you know, a lot of the lines are really cringy.
Their first album kind of slaps because it was a bit more grunge. And then they became just like radio dad rock.
I don't necessarily agree with you because I listened to the first 2 albums as a young
The first
person.
album was still cringe, but it was listenable.
I think that a lot of the lines are cringe, which makes them easy to meme.
Yeah.
It makes them very easy to meme. And also with recent stuff like fucking San Quentin, like Paul, whenever we have a drinking night, we'll play that song and it always makes me laugh whenever they're like, oh, it's Nickelback and all these sexy women, these 20-year-olds are gonna go and watch Nickelback.
They love, sexy 20-year-old women love Nickelback.
They love Nickelback. It's just like, come on, Chad Kroger. You need to change it to like 30-year-old dads.
No,
that's
50-year-old dads wearing plaid with beards.
And then there's just Paul. He fits in perfectly.
I was gonna say, it's not far off. Right, now you've put something in the chat here. I'm just going to read this out.
Oh, wait. Is it something I want to read? No, I want to read this.
You want to read this?
I want to read this.
Okay, I want you to give it gravitas and meaning.
So,
Don't say anything, just read it. Don't say anything, give no context, just read it out. With a straight face.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to read it with a straight face. It's really
Read it
funny.
out.
Okay, this is a review by Sparkle Bub. 1 star. Dog enjoyed it is the title. My 6-month-old Cocker Spaniel loves chewing the floor, the walls, and apparently my patience and soul. Sad face. I sprayed this on the desired areas.
No, straight face, please.
The desired areas. And he devoured. And he devoured the skirting and the kitchen wall. Like it was a 3-course meal. Came down the next morning contemplating my life choices. Didn't work for me or my good boy, but maybe it will for someone else.
This was a dog anti-chew spray?
Yeah, I because Mabel was a bit of a lead chewer, so I was trying to find something. I screenshot that because it made me laugh so hard that I cried the first time, and I have tears in my eyes the second time.
Eat your dinner.
Go and eat your dinner, you little idiot. Mabel's jumping up because she could hear me laughing.
Oh, God.
But yeah, that the 3-course dinner line got me. Mabel, get off the counter!
Oh,
Mabel!
No.
Mabel!
You've ruined all my beautiful framing, you stinky little shit. Oh, man. Yeah.
Mabel just wanted that anti-chew spray, you know, bro.
Oh, my God. This one is a banger of a topic. Okay?
Okay.
We're pivoting again because we've got to catch up with like 6 months worth of stuff. This is a banger of a topic, and I think a lot of people like this. It's almost like worth its own episode, to be honest.
We could make it our own.
So we're going to keep it as its own episode.
Sure.
The title of it is What the World Wants to Know About Britain.
What is with our list of things?
So, and then there's a question from every country in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Not every country in the world, but a lot of questions. But it's a bunch of questions about Britain, so we're going to answer it to the best of our ability.
Okay.
This would be very good for you Americans who are curious about our culture. Here's one. What if your dog was Hitler? I remember the context.
That was a good conversation.
So, we were kind of having this conversation. I think I brought this up. Would you kill your dog if your dog was Hitler reincarnated? And here's like the
Maybe ours is, because she keeps on trying to knock the tripod.
like here's the thought experiment, right? I will admit it's not like this isn't like Kant or anything like that. It's not high philosophy. What if your dog was Hitler, right? Because if Mabel is Hitler reincarnated, she's harmless.
Yeah.
Because she's a dog.
If anything, if you kill her earlier as a dog, then he might reincarnate into some human next
You're doing
time.
like an Avatar: The Last Airbender logic here.
Yeah, if we kill Mabel early, sorry Mabel, then Hitler's soul will be somewhere else.
But if Hitler is in Mabel and she has this luxurious life where she is fed the finest doggy meals,
She is fed
she gets
well.
loved and she is protected and cared for and gets to live, like 10 to 15 years of happiness.
Mm-hmm. Maybe she won't be Hitler anymore.
But is that morally acceptable for a man who was a monstrous killer? And that's where the real question comes from. Leave a comment below if your dog is Hitler.
Would you kill your dog if they were Hitler? Gay for Bray, would you kill your crabs if they were Hitler?
That is exactly the type of thing you have to ask yourself, right? Sorry, I'm just reframing the camera because it's bothering me.
Honestly, it's probably a lost cause with Mabel around.
Yeah, no, that's the other thing that I thought was a good thought experiment. Because if Mabel, I'm going to say something controversial here, but I am a YouTuber. If Mabel was Hitler, I wouldn't kill her.
I wouldn't kill her either.
Because
she's a dog.
She's a dog, and she's a
She
loving
can't,
dog.
hopefully can't enact genocide.
She can't act on her
On her Hitlery
on her inhibitions, right? So I think she's safe to be where she is. But man, it does really pose that
I
question.
won't lie. If Hitler's like this, then maybe we.
Careful.
Maybe this isn't Hitler dog.
Careful.
Maybe this isn't Hitler dog.
Yeah, but what? Okay, so no, I'm not saying like. Okay, you can't say if the dog comes back and it throws up a Zeke Heil, right, and it starts goose-stepping.
Maybe that pug was Hitler.
That's a little less defensible. You've got to have a moral kind of middle ground that makes people struggle to answer. Okay, we'll put this one back in the oven for a while.
not the phrasing you want when we just talked about the reincarnation of Hitler, Sam.
Oh,
Jesus Christ,
I didn't
bro.
even make that. That's your brain. I meant like this one needs a bit more like.
Ruminate more on this.
Yes, it needs
not
more.
that.
Like, I meant it's the metaphor. It needs more time in the oven because it's a
Fucking
terrible concept.
hell.
That's you.
That was
I
not
didn't
me.
make that connection. That is you. Okay, we got a question.
Okay.
You have a choice.
Okay.
Restart your life at 6 years of age with all the knowledge you have now. Or 10 million in cash.
10 million.
So this was a question that I stole from like Reddit or Twitter or whatever. It's a red pill, blue pill thing, right? So you take the red pill, you go back to the age of 6 with all the knowledge you have now. The blue pill, 10 million in cash. And I think what this comes down to is a question of, are you happy with your current life?
I think that so like if I was single, you know.
If I was single and I was in just like an average job.
Yeah.
With an average life.
Yeah. I would possibly do it.
I'm not saying we have some sort of luxurious existence, right?
But like, I think that we've got a good relationship.
Yeah.
And we have our lovely dog.
When you start, because the thing that immediately
we're building a life right now. And if would we give up our life that we've got now?
Yeah, it sets you back too much.
Because the thing is, like, frankly, people who watch know, I don't want to live with my parents for 12 more years again. That sounds bad.
Okay, so there's a lot of different aspects to this. For me, my mindset goes to, I've got to go back in time and then I've got to somehow re-engineer our relationship.
That's what I was thinking. I think about this a lot. Like, how would I manage to get us two back together?
Which is really difficult to achieve, particularly because I'll be like 12, 13, 14, 15, etc., etc., knowing that like you're out there but we can't do anything about it because we'll interrupt the flow of time, man. The flow of time.
And like, if I went back and did what lived my life, because I ended up going to a different university before I met you, and we met online, and I ended up moving to be with you in a completely different part of the country.
Yeah.
So do I disrupt the flow a bit and go and meet you immediately at the university you went to, or do I fuck up university on purpose to meet you?
The other aspect that they haven't considered is, what about the butterfly effect? How does that play into things? Like, for example, if I applied, this is like crazy chaos theory of infinite little variables that will probably never happen, but it's always a possibility. What if I applied to your uni, or you applied to my uni, then they were out of places, and then you couldn't go, or vice versa? What if something like that happened? What if, with my presumably millions for investing in Bitcoin.
I guess everyone would do that. Right?
Everyone would do that. We'd all go back and we'd all sell, blah, 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 whatever. What if with my millions in Bitcoin, I buy something, purchase something that has some knock-on effect on, like, say, your parents' work or something like that, and they have to move, and then you just don't know how these things will play out. 10 million that'd be like retirement money for me.
Yeah, that would be so much more comfortable.
We could buy a house outright.
Yep.
I could just do whatever content I wanted to do.
Yep.
Which
like,
was
you could still do YouTube, but not have to do like everything as consistent.
I could wake up in the morning and I could be like, you know what, today I don't want to do anything. I don't feel like doing anything, and I wouldn't have to do things. Unlike now, where I'm forced to, even though I hate it.
Don't say that, because people take it seriously. There'll be like a twit longer, like, oh, Mr. Samuel Streamer hates Rimworld.
Yeah, but that would be a nice change of pace. Then I could do my real calling in life, Star Trek essay videos. I think it's, I mean, obviously I take the 10 million. I think, honestly...
Well, I think about this a lot. I think about what I would do if I was brought back to a certain point in time, like, and just made to start again. But the issue is that, like, I would make very different decisions knowing what I do now. Like, about choosing schools, or, like... Because what would I do if I didn't have the friends I had, etc.? Because you wouldn't be able to, like, understand or, like, empathise as well with the kids around you. You would be stuck with an adult's brain and a child's body for years.
Well, that's conceptually another thing you have to consider, right? So,
and I knew a kid that I knew a kid that was like a savant kid.
I think she's trying to say something.
She wants the brioche. He was like so good at school that he ended up doing his GCSEs when he was in year 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was bullied the shit out of, frankly. Yes. It was horrible for him.
Any differences in school, as always.
Would you pretend to be dumb? Because I think the average person, if they went back to when they were 6, would excel. Obviously.
Well, of course, yeah.
Obviously. But, like, once you get up to, like, high school level, things like that, like, you're still going to be ahead of the curve, as long as you did fine at school.
I could fucking nail reading Biff and Kip.
I nailed that when I was a kid.
Let me be
I don't
real.
need help anymore.
Well, kind of tying into what you were talking about there is the concept of people change, and even in our relationship, we've changed.
Yeah.
Right, from where we started to where we are now, and the person you are now might not have gelled with me back however many years ago.
Yeah, because we were younger.
Right.
Like, and you're different when you're younger.
So who you are now might not gel with who I was then.
Yeah.
And that would also be a barrier. But if you go back to the age of 6, right, and this kind of ties into what you were talking about people being, more mentally developed. If you're being forced to live another 20 years from the age of 6, you are going to change and change again and change again. You think of how much people change over the course of 20 years.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be the same person going into it as you would be coming out of it.
Well, this is an interesting thing that I think isn't brought up enough in, like, those isekai stories where, for people that don't know, people that get hit by a bus or something.
Anime timer with 35 minutes this
transported into
episode.
another world. I'm thinking of Korean web, not comics, but yes, it also is an anime. And in isekais, they often become kids again, but then they're just like tiny adults, or they like pretend to act like children, or they start acting like children. And the thing is that, like, that would work for me potentially, but a lot of the time, like, it doesn't make sense.
No.
Like, how do they interact with other kids? How is this happening? How do they even have friends? How would you do that? Because it would be so difficult for me. I do not like kids, by the way. So it would be difficult for me as a child, again, with an adult brain, trying to interact with other children. It would be horrible.
You wouldn't be able to form any friendships.
It would be hell.
I mean, even then, like, what's
even teenagers, I don't think I could be friends with.
That's what I was going to say. What's the earliest you'd be able to form another friendship?
Even 18-year-olds, like, they're young.
Yeah. When you're 18, you might think you're an adult, and you might think you'll be able to take over the world, and you might, this is me now, It's not. Give it 5 years, you'll be a different person again. Give it another 5 years, you'll be a different person after that.
Yeah, it really do be that way. Like, I know plenty of, like, internet people. I think the youngest internet friend, if we're gonna call him that I have is like 21.
Weird.
That's pretty young. But because we don't have to hang out in real life, like, you kind of got your curated internet persona, right, that everyone kind of has. If I was to hang out with a 21-year-old in real life, it might feel a little weird. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that, for sure.
But, like, 21 is, I would be well more willing to hang out with a 21-year-old than an 18-year-old.
Oh, 100%.
18-year-olds are, like, chilled.
That's, like, pre-uni. And that's a bit weird for me.
At least at 21, you probably, if you're in university, you're, like,
21.
third year of uni, right?
Yeah.
You've had time to live in the real world a bit.
You've lived through the,
It also depends on what you're doing, right? If you're a 21-year-old that's had a job for those 3 years since you turned 18, you probably are different to a 21-year-old that's been doing uni.
For sure.
There's like a maturity gap that happens when you have to work. And I do believe that. I don't think that it's wrong for university students to be less mature. It's just kind of how it goes, because you just got less daily responsibilities besides, like, being alive and studying and hanging out. Especially my first year of university, in my first uni, like, I spent so much time hanging out with my friends. It was very, very different to how it was when I was living with my partner for my first year of university in my second place. So yeah, there's just a maturity gap, Do you want to move to your next topic, or?
No, I've got heartburn. That tea's evil.
It's T-evil.
Oh, man. We're done. That's making me, it's like acid.
Do you want to stop nearly vomiting on cam?
God damn, that's hit me right in my acidy stomach.
I'm just drinking
Now
it.
I have acid reflux.
I thought you were going to say AIDS then for some reason.
What?
You just went, and I was like, oh no, he's going to say AIDS.
Why would I say AIDS? That would be a problem for that tea maker. Okay, well, why don't we wrap it up here?
Okay, Sam's like walking around the room, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna get
He's getting himself some Morrison's antacids.
Yeah, so
Some own brand acid antacids.
Well, have you already had one out here?
Yeah, me. You know what I had that Gaviscon? I only had one, so I had a second.
I'm calling him out. Gaviscon your shit.
Gaviscon. Gaviscon are less good. Sam just dropped it on the floor.
You've got the worst brand ever. You do nothing to help me. Yeah, that's horrible. I'm gonna rate this tea a fucking 1 out of 10.
I quite like it.
People have been asking, are we going to do a tea calendar this year?
We haven't bought one. We have got a dog calendar.
Let's say we're open to suggestions. If you find a good one, an interesting one, a cool one, we'll do it. If not...
Because we've done a lot of the tea calendars.
Yeah, we've done them all, basically. Last year we did cheese and...
A cheese and...
pork scratchings.
Pork scratchings, yeah. The cheese one was terrible.
Was there something else we did at the same time?
I think we had the Hotel Chocolat one, right? The couple's Hotel Chocolat calendar as well.
I'm not sure. I'll go and have a look. That's a good suggestion. If you've got any suggestions for that, throw them in the comments. If not...
I was going to do a fun one. I was going to do a slime calendar, but then there was no good one.
Stop talking. If not, we're done here today. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back soon. Don't know when.
Whenever we get
There's a
time
vampire
in-
episode going up today. By
Yeah,
the way.
there is.
About-
In 10 minutes.
Yeah, what was it, 9 minutes?
Yeah, but whenever we have something interesting to talk about as well. Like the inspiration hit me today after that Star Wars episode. I had to talk
It
about
hit
that.
you just like a dog's
Just like a dog's arsehole in my
Thanks for
face.
joining us. The video is ending. Fuck off now. The video is ending. Fuck off now. Go outside, Matthew and Dale too. And little Scoot. You fucking
Poo.
poo. Nice, nailed it. Right, fucking turn it off.
Okay.